You are here because something within you already knows the truth, that you are the operant power. In this lecture, we will not chase riches. We will become the consciousness of wealth itself. Assume the feeling of being wealthy. Now, do not wait for the money to come. Live in the end. Wealth is a state of consciousness. Enter it, embody it, and the world will rearrange itself to reflect your assumption. You are not waiting for your destiny to unfold. You are shifting into the state where it has already manifested. This truth has been hidden in plain sight throughout all ages. It stands before you now, waiting to be embraced. The world you experience is not forcing itself upon you. You are selecting it through the state of consciousness you occupy. Let me share with you the most powerful law in all creation, the law of assumption. This law transcends all others. It reveals that which appears solid and unchangeable is merely shadow and reflection. What you assume, you become. What you deeply believe, you experience. What you faithfully expect to receive. The outer world is dead. It has no power to move itself. All movement, all change, all transformation comes from within. Your imagination is not a fantasy maker. It is the creative power of God expressing itself through you. Most live as prisoners because they bow before the evidence of their senses. They worship the shadow and forget the light that casts it. But you who hear these words are awakening to your true power. The unseen is more powerful than the seen. The invisible gives birth to the visible. The formless creates form. Close your eyes for a moment. In that darkness is infinite potential. In that void is unlimited power. In that silence is the voice of creation itself. Your consciousness is the only reality. Everything else, everything you touch, see, and experience is an effect of consciousness. I speak not of positive thinking or idle daydreaming. I speak of a spiritual law as certain as gravity. When you assume a state, the entire universe conspires to make it so. Not tomorrow, not eventually, but now in the present moment. Most seek their good outside themselves. They chase, pursue, and grasp, never realizing they push away through their very seeking. The secret is simple yet profound. Live from the end. Occupy the state of your wish fulfilled. Feel the naturalness of having what you desire. Experience the reality of it here and now in your imagination. This is not make-believe. This is the most practical technique in existence. This is how worlds are made. Your physical senses show you the harvest of your previous assumptions. Your imagination plants new seeds for tomorrow's reaping. When you walk through your day as the person who already has what you desire, you exert a force that reshapes reality itself. Quantum physics reveals what mystics have always known. Observation affects reality. Consciousness collapses infinite possibility into specific experience. You do not transform the world. You transform yourself, and your world automatically changes in response. Consider a dream at night. All characters, all environments, all situations stem from one consciousness. You're so too in this waking dream we call life. The feeling is the secret. Not merely thinking, not merely visualizing, but feeling the reality of your desire fulfilled. When you capture the feeling tone of your wish fulfilled, you activate forces beyond your conscious awareness. These forces rearrange the fabric of experience to match your assumed state. This process is automatic and impersonal. Like iron filings aligning with a magnetic field, the circumstances of your life align with your dominant feeling states. The outer world will always echo your inner conversations. What you whisper to yourself shapes what others shout to you. Test this law. Take one desire, just one, and assume it is already yours. Live from that assumption. Feel the joy, the relief, the satisfaction of possession. Let this feeling saturate your being. Then watch as bridges of incidents form, leading inevitably to the physical manifestation of your desire. The Bible says, with God, all things are possible. You are the God of your reality. Your consciousness is the primary causative force. There is no limit to what you can be, do, or have when you master the art of assumption. Time exists only in consciousness. The future state you desire already exists now, waiting for you to enter it through the door of assumption. Many struggle because they place their desire in an imaginary future. always coming, but never arriving. The secret is to collapse time. Experience now what you think must come later. Feel the fulfillment now that you've been pushing into tomorrow. Your five senses show you a world of effects. Your imagination deals with the world of causes. When imagination and senses conflict, imagination always wins if you remain faithful to your assumption. The faith is loyalty to unseen reality. It is perceiving as real that which is not yet visible to others. The entire universe rearranges itself to accommodate your picture of reality. This is not philosophy, this is how creation works. You are not a helpless observer of reality. You are its author. Think of something you desire. Now close your eyes and step into the feeling of already having it. Let this feeling envelop you. Let it become more real than the evidence of your senses. In this moment, you are shifting states. You're moving from the state of wanting to the state of having. The shift may feel subtle, but its power is immeasurable. It rewrites the script of your life from its very core. Most pray to a God outside themselves. True prayer is feeding yourself to be what you desire to be. The secret of prayer is not to petition, but to give thanks for what is not yet seen. Gratitude before manifestation is the highest form of faith. When you know that imaginative acts become facts, you understand the true meaning of ask and it shall be given you. To ask is to assume the consciousness of already being, or having what you seek. All day long you are assuming states. Most do this unconsciously, reacting to circumstances rather than creating them. Become aware of your assumptions. Become selective with your states of consciousness. Choose states that would naturally accompany the fulfillment of your desires. Make these states your dwelling place. The feeling of naturalness is key. If a state feels foreign or fantastic, you resist it. Make your desired state feel completely natural. Persist until your assumption hardens into fact. The time it takes depends on the naturalness of the feeling and your loyalty to it. Remember, consciousness is the only reality. States of consciousness are the means by which you experience life. Change the state, and you change the experience. This is the secret that sages and masters have taught through the ages. You are always imagining. You cannot stop imagining, but you can direct your imagination toward your desires rather than your fears. The outer world may seem solid and unyielding, but it is as malleable as clay to the touch of awakened imagination. Everything was once imagined before it became fact. Your home, your car, this very moment was once only imagined. The creative process is always the same. First, know exactly what you want. Second, capture the feeling of already having it. Third, remain faithful to that feeling, despite contradictory evidence. As you master this practice, manifestation becomes less miraculous and more methodical. It becomes your natural way of being. You are not manipulating reality. You are exercising your rightful power as a creative being. The feeling of wealth produces wealth. The feeling of health produces health. The feeling of love produces love. Start now. Select a state that would be yours if your desire were already fulfilled. Enter that state. Make it your home. Speak, think, and act from it. Let all other states be foreign to you. Imagine better than the best you know. Your present limitations exist only because you have assumed they exist. The world is yourself pushed out. All that you see and experience is your consciousness objectified. What would the feeling be like if you were now the person you want to be? Capture that feeling and live from it. Do not say I will be or I hope to become. Say I am and feel the truth of these powerful words. The universe knows no future, only the eternal now. In this now is where all creation happens. Remember, you are not waiting for your destiny to unfold. You are shifting into the state where it is already manifested. This is the foundation. This is the beginning. This is the secret to abundance that transforms merely existing into truly living. Your imagination is God in action. Use it deliberately. Use it lovingly. Use it confidently. And watch as the unseen becomes seen, as desire becomes experience, as dreams become reality. For this is the promise, what you assume you become. The door is open. The way is clear. The time is now. Step into the state of your wish, fulfilled and claim the abundance that has always been yours. There exists a crucial distinction that separates those who manifest their desires from those who merely wish for them. Most engage in wishful thinking, idle fantasies disconnected from their core beliefs. They entertain pleasant thoughts while maintaining contradictory assumptions. But those who understand the law know the true assumption is not thinking of your desire, it is thinking from your desire fulfilled. Wishful thinking says, wouldn't it be nice if? True assumption declares, I am. The bridge between imagination and reality is not action. It is feeling. Feeling is the secret. Most believe feelings are reactions to external events. They wait for circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel abundant or loved. But those who understand know that feeling precedes manifestation. The feeling of wealth must come before the physical evidence of wealth appears. Your emotional state is not a response to the world, it is the very substance from which your world is fashioned. Consider when you genuinely feel wealthy, you naturally make different decisions. You carry yourself differently. You speak differently. You think differently. These subtle shifts in your being communicate to the universal mind that your state has changed, and the universe must respond accordingly. Most seek techniques and methods, believing manifestation to be a mechanical process. They follow steps without transforming their consciousness. But those who understand know that techniques are merely bridges to states of consciousness. Once the state is attained, the technique becomes unnecessary. The power lies in mental rehearsal, the deliberate practice of occupying your desired state until it becomes your natural dwelling place. Most rehearse their limitations daily. They review past failures. They anticipate future obstacles. They reinforce the very states they wish to escape. But those who understand rehearse their ideal daily. They mentally live in the end. They practice the feeling of accomplishment before external evidence appears. This practice rewires both consciousness and external reality. Neural pathways strengthen with repetition. Quantum possibilities collapse into certainty. Persist in holding your desired state. Persistence is not struggle, it is unwavering fidelity to your chosen assumption, despite all evidence to the contrary. Most abandon their assumptions at the first sign of contradiction. They allow external circumstances to dictate their internal states. But those who understand remain faithful to their assumption, knowing that the outer must eventually conform to the inner. Imagine a man who desires wealth. He does not merely affirm, I am wealthy, while feeling poor. Instead, he captures the precise feeling of financial abundance. He feels the ease in his body. When bills arrive, he feels the confidence in his decisions about money. He feels the natural generosity that comes with overflow. He mentally rehearses conversations where he casually mentions his investments. He practices the feeling of helping others financially without strain. Most believe this is self-deception. They call it denial of reality. But those who understand know it is not denial of current facts. It is recognition of a deeper reality where all possibilities already exist. This man is not pretending. He is selecting which version of himself to embody from infinite possible states. Similarly, one who desires love does not merely wish for a partner while feeling lonely. She captures the feeling of being deeply loved. She feels the warmth of genuine connection. She feels the security of authentic partnership. She mentally rehearses conversations with her beloved. She practices the feeling of sharing her day, her thoughts, her dreams with one who understands her completely. Most would call this fantasy, a setup for disappointment. But those who understand know that these feeling states are more real than the temporary absence of their physical manifestation. The creative artist does not merely wish for inspiration. While feeling blocked, he feels the exhilaration of creative flow. He feels ideas pouring through him effortlessly. He mentally rehearses the completion of his work. He practices the feeling of sharing his creation with an appreciative audience. Most believe creation is struggle, forcing something into existence through effort and strain. But those who understand know that true creation is allowing what already exists in consciousness to flow into expression. Your desired state already exists. Every possible version of you already exists. Your task is not to create these states, but to select and occupy them. Most believe they must journey from where they are to where they wish to be, crossing a bridge of time and effort. But those who understand know there is no journey. There is only awakening to what already is. The distinction grows clearer. Wishful thinking is passive. Assumption is active. Wishful thinking entertains. Assumption embodies. Most pray by begging and pleading, hoping to move an external deity to grant their wishes. But those who understand pray by giving thanks for what is already theirs in consciousness, knowing the outer must conform to the inner. Through the difference between saying I want wealth and I am wealth expressing, between I need love and I am love embodied. The words seem similar, but the states of consciousness they represent are worlds apart. Most live from memory, reacting to life based on what has been, but those who understand live from imagination, responding to life based on what they choose to be. Your reactions reveal your assumptions. When unexpected expense arrives, do you feel fear or calm assurance? This tells you which state you truly occupy. Mental rehearsal transforms your reactions. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. What you rehearse repeatedly becomes automatic. If you rehearse worry, when considering your finances, worry becomes your default state. If you rehearse confidence, confidence becomes your natural response. Most believe they must have reasons for their feelings, evidence to justify their emotional states. But those who understand know they can select any feeling state by choice, and the reasons will arrange themselves to match the chosen feeling. This is not self-deception. This is understanding the true order of creation: consciousness first, conditions second. Circumstances do not dictate your state. Your state dictates your circumstances. Most wait for their ship to come in, looking outward for salvation. But those who understand know they are the harbor to which all ships are drawn by the magnetic power of assumption. The intensity of your assumption determines the speed of its manifestation. Lukewarm assumptions produce lukewarm results. When assumption becomes conviction, unshakable, knowing manifestation becomes inevitable. Most lapse into doubt and immediately begin to undo their creative work. But those who understand know that doubt is just another state, one they need not occupy. Your natural state is abundance. Limitation is learned. Scarcity is assumed. You were not born believing in lack. You were taught to accept boundaries. You were conditioned to expect less than you desire. Most accept this conditioning as the final word on what is possible. But those who understand recognize conditioning as nothing more than accumulated assumptions that can be replaced. The secret to persisting in your assumption is to fall in love with the state itself, not just what it will bring you. Love being the wealthy version of yourself. Love being the healthy version. Love being the creative version. When you fall in love with the state, persistence requires no effort. You naturally return to what you love. Most approach manifestation as work, a burden to be carried. But those who understand approach it as play, a joyful exercise of their divine creative power. Remember, states are not distant destinations. They are present possibilities available now. Shift from I will be to I am. From it's coming to it's here. From someday to this moment. Most believe time is required for manifestation, that there must be a gap between assumption and expression. But those who understand know that time is merely the unfolding of what already exists in consciousness. The oak already exists in the apple. Your manifestation already exists in your assumption. Mental rehearsal collapses time. It brings the future into the present. It transforms not yet into already it. Most live from the outside in, letting circumstances determine their consciousness. But those who understand live from the inside out, letting consciousness determine their circumstances. This is the deepening of the practice. Not merely knowing the principle intellectually, but living from it consistently. When challenges arise, and they will, do not abandon your assumption. See contradictions as the old order passing away before the new fully appears. Most are seduced by appearances, hypnotized by the shadow play of the senses. But those who understand remain centered in the reality of their assumption, knowing the shadow must eventually conform to the substance. Your challenge is not to make your desires happen. Your challenge is to assume they have already happened and persist in that assumption. Most believe manifestation requires action, movement, doing. But those who understand know manifestation requires being, embodying, assuming. Right action flows naturally from right being. When you occupy a state, you spontaneously do what someone in that state would do. This is the deepening of the practice. From occasional visualization to consistent embodiment. From temporary feeling to permanent assumption. The world you see reflects the assumptions you hold. Change your assumptions and you change your world. Most believe this is magical thinking, separate from reason and science. But those who understand know this is the very foundation of reality, the principle upon which all creation rests. Quantum physics reveals that observation affects reality at its most fundamental level. Consciousness does not observe reality. Consciousness creates reality. Your assumptions are the lens through which you observe. Change the lens and you change what you see. This is not philosophy. This is not metaphor. This is the literal mechanism of creation. Most remain unconscious of this power and so create by default, perpetuating patterns from their past. But those who understand create deliberately, selecting the assumptions that yield the life they desire. You are always assuming. You are always creating. The only question is whether you do so consciously or unconsciously. Choose now. Select the state that would be yours if your desires were already fulfilled. Enter that state fully. Feel its reality more vividly than you feel your surroundings. Let it become more convincing than the evidence of your senses. And from this deepened understanding, your life transforms not by degrees, but by kind, for you are not becoming something you are not. You are acknowledging what you have always been. You are abundance itself, expressing in human form. Now I will reveal to you the most profound secret of all, one that will transform your understanding of reality itself. Time is an illusion. This statement is not philosophical abstraction. It is the fundamental truth of existence. The person you desire to become already exists. Now, in this moment, in a quantum state of infinite possibility, you are not becoming. You are selecting which version of yourself to experience. Every great creator, innovator, and visionary throughout human history accessed this singular truth. They did not invent. They discovered what already existed in consciousness. Einstein did not create the theory of relativity. He tuned his consciousness to where it already existed. Michelangelo did not create David from marble. He removed everything that was not David, revealing what was already there. Shakespeare did not invent his plays. He aligned with states where they already existed, complete. These masters understood what quantum physics now confirms. All possibilities exist simultaneously in the infinite field of consciousness. Your desired state is not coming. It is not developing. It is not in process. It exists now, fully formed, waiting for you to step into it. Most believe consciousness evolves gradually through time, slowly building toward desired outcomes. But those who have awakened know that consciousness simply shifts from state to state, each already complete, each already perfect. Every thought you think is literally forming your reality in this moment, not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally. Every feeling you hold is literally determining which version of reality you experience, not eventually. Now, every assumption you make is literally selecting which parallel reality becomes your lived experience, not theoretically. Actually, this is not spiritual poetry. This is quantum reality. This is how the universe functions at its most fundamental level. Scientists have discovered that particles exist in states of superposition, being in multiple places simultaneously until observed. Your consciousness is the observer that collapses infinite possibility into specific experience. The you that is already wealthy exists. The you that is already in perfect health exists. The you that is already in profound love exists. These are not fantasies. They are not potentials awaiting development. They are completed states already present in the quantum field. Your task is not to create these states. Your task is to shift your awareness to them. Most believe manifestation happens through cause and effect, with the cause preceding the effect in time. But those who understand know that cause and effect occur simultaneously. The inner state and its outer expression are one unified event. What appears as time, as delay between assumption and manifestation, is merely the rearrangement of circumstances to match your new state. The seed and the oak exist together. The seed is not becoming the oak through time. The seed is the oak expressing itself through the appearance of time. You are not becoming your desire through time. You are your desire, expressing itself through the appearance of sequential events. This revelation changes everything. It means your future is not determined by your past. Your now is determined by your state. Most live bound by memory, believing their past dictates their future possibilities. But those who understand live free in the spacious now, knowing they can select any state, regardless of what came before. This is absolute freedom. This is genuine liberation. This is the truth that has been hidden in plain sight throughout human history. Every sacred text points to it. Every mystical tradition teaches it. Every quantum discovery confirms it. Your reality is being formed by your consciousness in this instant. Not tomorrow, not after you take action. Now, the state you occupy is determining which version of reality becomes your experience. Not gradually, immediately. Most believe they must wait for evidence before feeling the reality of their desire. But those who understand know the evidence can only appear after the state has been assumed. Your senses show you where you have been in consciousness. Your imagination shows you where you can go. But here is the revelation. There is no going. There is only the recognition of where you already are. Let this sink deeply into your being. You are not creating your desire. You are discovering it. You are not becoming. You are unveiling. The version of you that has everything you desire is not a distant future self. It is a present alternative self, separated from your awareness only by assumption. Shift your assumption and you shift which self you experience. This is why feeling is so crucial. Feeling is the language of consciousness. Feeling is how you communicate to the infinite field which state you choose to occupy. When you feel abundant, you are literally tuning to the frequency where abundance is your reality. When you feel loved, you are literally aligning with the version of reality where love surrounds you. When you feel creative power flowing through you, you are literally selecting the experience where that power expresses itself, without obstruction. Most believe their feelings should respond to circumstances. But those who understand know their feelings determine which circumstances they experience. Your emotional state is not a response to your world. Your emotional state selects which world you perceive. This understanding liberates you completely from victimhood. You cannot be victim to circumstances. When you recognize that consciousness selects circumstances, you are the author of your experience. You are the selector of your reality. You are the chooser of which parallel existence becomes your own. Every moment offers infinite possible states. Which will you choose? Will you continue to select states based on memory? Or will you select states based on desire? Will you be bound by what appears to be? Or will you be freed by what you know can be? The choice is always yours. It has always been yours. It will always be yours. You have never been a victim of circumstances. You have only been a victim of unconscious assumption. Become conscious of your power. Become deliberate in your choosing. Become awakened to the truth of your being. You are not a fragment in a vast universe. You are the entirety of the universe experiencing itself from a unique vantage point. You are not subject to forces beyond your control. You are the force that determines what you control. You are not becoming more than you are. You are recognizing that you have always been everything you could ever desire to be. This is the revelation that transforms ordinary life into extraordinary living. This is the secret that turns existence into expression. You are unlimited, not potentially. No, you are abundant, not eventually. Now, you are powerful beyond measure, not after proving yourself. Now, you are worthy of everything you desire, not when you earn it. Now, you are love itself in human form, not when someone validates you. Now, You are creative force personified. Not when inspiration strikes. Now, you are divine consciousness experiencing itself, not after spiritual practice. Now, you are already everything you seek to become, not figuratively, literally. The gap between where you are and where you desire to be exists only in imagination. Close that gap by recognizing there is no gap. There is no separation between you and your desire, except the assumption of separation. There is no distance between you and abundance except the feeling of distance. There is no time required for manifestation, except the assumption that time is required. Step fully into this understanding. Let it penetrate every cell of your being. Let it reshape your very conception of existence. You exist in infinite versions. The version you experience is determined solely by the state you occupy. Choose your state as you would choose your home, with intention, with awareness, with clear recognition of what you desire to experience. Dwell in states of fulfillment. Reside in states of abundance. Live from states of love. Do this not to get something, but to be something. Not to acquire, but to express. Not to have, but to embody. For what you seek is not separate from what you are. What you desire is not distant from what you contain. The greatest illusion is the belief in absence. Nothing you truly desire is absent. It is only unexpressed. Those believe that what they do determines what they become. But those who understand know that what they are determines what they do. Being precedes doing. State precedes action. Assumption precedes expression. Live from this revelation. Move through each day conscious of your power to select states at will. When challenges appear, recognize them as reflections of previous states, already being revised by your new assumption. When doubts arise, see them as invitations to deepen your conviction in the reality of your desired state. When others question your certainty, recognize they see only the world their assumptions allow them to see. You are not bound by collective assumptions. You are not limited by consensus reality. You are not restricted by what others believe possible. Your consciousness is sovereign. Your awareness is primary. Your assumption is law. The universe does not say no to you. It says yes to whatever state you occupy. If you assume lack, it says yes to lack. If you assume abundance, it says yes to abundance. It has no preference. It has no judgment. It has only perfect response to your state of being. This is the revelation that will transform your life completely. You are not waiting for reality to change. You are selecting which reality you experience. Every mystic, sage, and visionary discovered this truth. Now it is revealed to you. What will you do with this power? Which states will you choose to occupy? Which version of yourself will you select to experience? The answer determines everything, not because it creates your future, but because it selects which now you inhabit. For there is only now. There is only this moment, containing all possibilities, offering all states, providing all experiences. Here is the truth that will shake the very foundation of your being. Reality is not happening to you. Reality is happening from you. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. You are not perceiving reality. You are projecting reality. You are not experiencing life. You are creating life. This is not philosophy. This is not metaphor. This is the literal structure of existence. Let this understanding penetrate the deepest recesses of your being. Let it dissolve every limitation, every boundary, every constraint you have accepted. You are not becoming more. You are accepting the more that you already are. You are not growing into abundance. You are recognizing the abundance that has always been your nature. You are not evolving toward fulfillment. You are awakening to the fulfillment that is your essential state. This is who you are. This is what you are. This is how reality functions. Accept nothing less than the full expression of everything you desire. Not because you demand it from an external universe, but because you recognize it as already yours in consciousness. The secret to abundance is not acquiring more. The secret is recognizing that abundance is the only reality. Limitation is the illusion. Now you know the truth that has been hidden in plain sight. Now you understand the power that has always been yours. Now you recognize that the person you have been waiting to become has been waiting for you to recognize them as already here. Step into that recognition. Embody that understanding. Live from that revelation. For in this moment of recognition, everything changes. Not because circumstances rearrange themselves, but because you shift which reality you perceive. The question is no longer how do I get what I want? The question is now which version of myself already existing will I choose to be? This is the revelation that ends seeking and begins finding. This is the understanding that completes the journey before it starts. This is the truth that sets you free from the illusion of becoming and delivers you to the reality of being. You are not on your way. You have arrived. You always were where you desired to be in consciousness, and consciousness is the only reality. Here is the final stunning truth that will forever alter how you experience life. What you seek is seeking you. What you desire desires you. What you would become is striving to express through you this very moment. You are not calling abundance into your life. Abundance is calling you into recognition. Answer that call. Step into that recognition. Embody that truth. And watch as the world transforms before your eyes. Not because it changes, but because you have chosen which version of it to experience. This is the secret. This is the revelation. This is the eternal truth of your being. You are not becoming. You are.